and Purdue, the reigning champs, right there, getting all of the votes, 20 votes for the first place spot for this season. So start us off, and when you look at this Purdue team, obviously with what they lost and who they lost in Zach Edey, that changes the dynamic for Matt Painter and how he can really attack this conference, especially when you have a couple of guards that are knockdown shooters like Braden Smith, who a lot of people think that will have a great season. But what are your thoughts on this Purdue team, how great they can be, and can they find themselves back into a Final Four?
Back into a Final Four is going to be tough. They're going to need one of Cam Heide or Miles Colvin to really come out of their shell and really be that legit wing. But I think last year showed more than anything else how beneficial it is to have a legit guard next to Braden Smith. Losing Lance Jones hurts too. I do like Jakari, the true freshman. I think he's out of Georgia. Very good player. I think he's ready to go right away. Real good size. I think he has. I think he can play at. I think he could be like an all freshman this year for sure, because he's going to be on not just one of the top 4, top 5 teams in the league. He is going to be such a big piece in their success. They do have a couple of bigs. They do have Will Berg. He's about 7'2". Daniel Jacobson, he's about like 7'3", but he's like rail thin. I'm going to be interested to see where Painter goes in terms of his lineups. Is he going to try to stay big with TKR at the 4? Is he going to try to go a little bit smaller with TKR at the 5? Now, if TKR is at the 5, then you could have a Cam Heide at the 4, Fletcher at the 3, Jakari at the 2, Braden at the 1. Or if you want to stay big, that pushes one person out. And who's that one person? Is it going to be Cam Heide coming off the bench, or is that going to be Fletcher Lawyer coming off the bench? I'm not sure what that looks like. Or Jakari coming off the bench. I'm not sure. But I just think Matt Painter saw so much positive last year where Braden Smith was playing alongside another main ball handler that I think that they're going to play Jakari and Braden as much as possible.
Jeff, can Braden really step into that star role for Matt Painter's team? Obviously, it's a different dynamic, but you don't have the luxury of having someone in the backcourt with you like a Lance Jones, who has gone on and since started his pro career. So defensively, from that standpoint, it'll be interesting to see how Purdue plays on that end. But Braden Smith is going to have to be a guy that has to take a lot of shots and make a lot of shots in close moments.
Yeah, I mean, I trust the culture, I guess. I trust Painter to figure it out. But like Ant said, one of those dudes, I think Heide or Colvin has to be the guy. And then what do? They do love Jakari Harris. They love him. Now, again, they loved Heide, and it took some time. They need somebody to step up quickly. Trey Coppin-Wren, certainly he's kind of waited his turn now. And they've got enough good players. I don't know if they have a great player. Like I'm not sold that Braden Smith's going to be a first-team All-American type of player without Zach Edey.
Mike, thoughts on this Purdue team, man? What do you see from him?
Yeah, I mean, quickly, I think the preseason number 1 pick, right? That's kind of a nod to, hey, most continuity coming back from a minute standpoint. You got the preseason player of the year in Braden Smith. It's a nod to Matt Painter and what he's been able to do with rosters over the years. And look, like for Braden Smith, if you made a list of who benefited the most from being next to Zach Edey, I don't think he's as high on that list as people think he is. And I think Trey Coffman-Wren is up there. I think Mason Gillis was up there. All these guys that were at that 4 spot that all these teams wanted to track from. And now you can either set them up for open threes like Gillis did, or now Trey Coffman-Wren is running in, unabated for offensive rebounds. And so Braden Smith, I actually think is going to have a little bit more space to operate. And can he get to that last level of the defense to get more high quality looks around the rim to open up more uncontested threes on the outside? And by the same token, like, can he get to the line more? Because he's a really good free throw shooter. And all of that's could happen with more spacing. Not to say if you lose like one of the best college basketball players of all time, that you benefit from it. But there is going to be a little bit more spacing, I think, for Braden Smith to operate. And if he has a player of the year type of year, then Purdue's going to be in the conversation. But if you ask me, hey, Purdue or the field, I'd probably take the field.